Minty Score is a great website for NFT discovery, especially for people that are new to the space. Essentially what it is, it's almost like a calendar of what NFTs are coming up, but the cool thing is they've got the Minty Score. And what they do is they take the Discord growth, the Twitter growth, the engagement on Discord and Twitter, and put that together and then pump out a score. And what this actually does is it helps you filter out what are the terrible projects and what projects might be good to look out for. Now, this may not be the best tool for the veterans of the space, the ones that have their alpha groups, the ones that have their proven tactics when it comes down to finding upcoming projects. But for someone that's new, for someone that's time poor, that's getting into the space, that wants to see what is happening and what may be able to pop off, this is a very good time-saving technique and it's very good for NFT discovery. So I've been using Minty Score on and off for a few months now. I've been using it as a discovery tool to see if I could find anything that hasn't come across my radar just yet. And then when the team from Minty actually reached out and said that my name had come up in some influencer conversations, I was open and receptive to kind of having a chat to them and using that as a way to get an interview with the founder. Now, the reason I want to have an interview with the founder or one of the co-founders is to get an idea of how they actually do the work behind the scenes, how they actually get the score, and where they could take this in the future. The reason that I like this concept and where this is going is the fact that it can filter out some of the bad projects that you may get and projects that just aren't getting a good run. And the reason that I say filter them out is that this is how many projects have launched today. Over the last 24-hour period, we've got around 30 projects. So over a week, that is getting close to around sort of 250 projects that are launching. And if a product like Minty can come across, find some of these projects, filter them out, and assist those newer to the space, then that's good because it can help us kind of weed out the rug pulls and hopefully make this space a safer space for those new coming into the community. So a little bit earlier, I actually sat down with Willy and had a chat. Hey Willy, thanks for coming on and joining me.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So getting straight into it, Willy, how does the Minty Score work? What kind of metrics do you use to give us that score when you land on the site?
The most important thing we see in this space is actually the social indicators. How many people are following, how many people in Discord, how many people in Twitter, how many people are visiting the site, looking, eyeballs, click likes. Because what we realize in this space is the more people are following you, the more people are looking at your project, the higher the percentage this will be a hot project.
One thing that I've noticed when you land on the site is you've got the other metrics where you've kind of got the Discord, you've got the Twitter, and you've got like the sort of percentage changes. How do you get that data and how do you kind of update it and display it on the site?
So we have developers that go into the Discord channel, go into the Twitter, and actually receive these information. What we do is also out there trying to find the latest project, the projects that has been just came up. So this is the part where we kind of mix the human part and the machine part to grab these data and repeatedly trying to look at their changes and how it compares to other. Because what we see is that back in the days, I would say 6 months ago, having 10,000 followers, you're the hottest projects. But right now, 10,000 followers, you're okay, right? So actually kind of this whole trend that's moving. So we actually pit each project against each other. If you have more followers, more eyeballs than the other ones as of now, more people are paying attention to you.
When it comes down to sort of the mixing the human aspect and the kind of bot and developer aspect components, what in the future do you see that you could do or that you want to do to kind of get cleaner data and more accurate data for when someone's actually viewing Minty?
I think right now it's kind of our first iteration of the social indicator, our Minty Score. One thing we do see people are asking and requesting, and this is more accurate data, is online percentage on Discord versus the actual Discord people. Because Discord could just be a bunch of members sitting there not interacting, but online people, online Discord member, that's definitely a more accurate data. Another one we see right now we're actually using human to do is what type of roadmap, who is behind their team. These I think will eventually be very added to the Minty Score and potentially be a lot more heavy weighted, because people want to know who's the team behind it now. With hundreds of projects out there, they want to see the people behind it.
One thing that I've noticed on the website, which is good and I like, is the fact that in your featured section or throughout the website, you'll actually have the aspect of saying sponsored, where people can kind of obviously they've submitted their project and they can kind of like get more eyeballs and more attention on it. Why was that a conscious decision to ensure that people know what is organically hot with Minty and what projects are actually kind of paying for it?
To put up the sponsor tag is also to show the transparency of what is organic and what is sponsored. I think also at the same time, because we want to make sure the user to know exactly what they're looking at, if this is organic, if this is sponsored, so that when they're going into an NFT project, they have the full knowledge and full transparency.
In the future, do you see Minty like having a pro or a premium aspect to it, or do you almost want to always be semi-accessible to everyone in the space?
We kind of want to have a feeling of a Rotten Tomato, where there's just tons of information. You come in and you quickly check and say, actually, I will only look at these. So I want everyone to see a new project on Twitter, hear a new project, and come over here and check it out. The scoring and the other aspect of this project. And then naturally they can go and dig deeper somewhere else.
How does Minty actually sort of get the funds to run? Is it from sponsorships and advertising? Is it from traffic? Like, how does the business model work so people understand what the incentives of Minty are when they're visiting the site?
So right now we do get sponsorship and advertisement and some traffic. I think the most important one will be once we generate enough traffic, once we have a lot of people coming and check out these projects, we will work with the marketplace and other potentially minting sites to direct traffic to them, because I think it is the natural progression. You go to check out IMDb, you check out Rotten Tomato, eventually you'll buy a movie ticket. You come check out Minty, you find the project you like, you eventually go to probably OpenSea or other marketplace to buy this project, to buy this NFT.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on and sharing Minty with me.
Thank you very much, Nate. Thank you for having me.
So overall, like I said, this is not necessarily a tool for those veterans of the space or those people that have their routines and established channels when it comes to finding new projects set up. But this is really great for those that are newer to the space, because they're constantly refining their techniques. After we had the interview, they kept DMing me to kind of ask more criteria that I use when looking for projects, because they're trying to refine this product and try to become essentially the one-stop shop for a snapshot of information to then see what projects you should invest the time into. Because it's not just about seeing a project. You got to know what project you should dedicate that half hour to kind of do a little bit of research and then cross it off or tick it off a list. And where I get excited in the future is that after this discovery layer has been fully worked out and deployed, they'll then have these statistics which can then be deployed on other ways to then ensure that they're getting really good, clean data when it comes down to it. So overall, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help out with the YouTube algorithm, and it also lets me know what pieces of content you like so I can make more of those in future. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.